Friends, welcome back again to another Brain Flex video. In this one, I'm going to answer this question using Gaussian Elimination Method. So let's dive in. Let's do it. So first thing first, you need to know the steps that are involved in Gaussian Elimination Method. So we have two major steps. So step one is forming an augmented matrix. So you form an augmented matrix as your first step. So augmented matrix looks like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So we're going to form something that looks like this, where everything in this particular law are X related, then everything in this particular law are coefficient of Y, then this one we're going to have coefficient of Z. So we are saying this particular law, it's X followed by Y followed by Z. Okay, let's do it. Then we jump to the next step. So it will look like this: 1, 2, -1, 3, 1, -2, 2, 5, 1. So, okay, we need to include the last law, which is this one. So we need to put a bar. Then we say 3, 6, 13. So we formed what we call augmented matrix. Okay, so now we can jump to the last step. So the last step is transforming this particular augmented matrix into what we call upper triangular. So we form it into an upper triangular matrix. So by upper triangular matrix, we mean we transform this particular piece of elements into zeros. So every element in this particular triangle must be turned into zeros. So now, how do we do it? Okay, I'll show you step by step on how to transform zeros on each element in this particular piece of the matrix, so that it becomes the upper triangular matrix. Okay, let's do it. So let's create some space. So to transform it, we need first to know what a law is. As earlier said, a law, it's elements in this particular direction, while in this direction we call them columns. So we'll be dealing with laws. So we'll be changing each law at a time. So we are going to call this particular law as law 3. This one we're going to call it law 2, and this one will be named law 1. Okay, I guess you'll put that in your back of your mind. So let's get rid of these things and let's begin. So we are going to draw something that looks like an arrow to show us how we are transforming from one stage to another. Then we are going to focus on this particular position of an element. So we are going to eliminate this particular element and turn it into a what? A 0. So let's focus on 2. So to transform 2, we need just to say -2 times law 1 plus law 2. This way, we are going to be able to eliminate the 2 there and get a 0. Okay, let's see. So we are going to say the first law will appear as it is. Nothing will change. The second law is not involved in our operation at this point in time, so we just need to copy it as it is. But our last law will experience some changes. So now we are going to say -2 times everything in this law. So we're going to get negative 2 followed by negative 4 followed by 2 followed by negative 6. Then in this last law, we're going to multiply it by what? By 1. So we're going to say 1 times this law. We're going to get a 2, 5, 1, 13. Then now it's just a matter of applying addition. So this plus that is a 0. This plus that is a 1. And this plus that is a 3. Wow, this plus that will give us a 7. Don't forget to include the bar and you close. So that's how we transform this particular position of the matrix into a what? A 0. Now we need to do the same to this particular position of the matrix and that particular position of the matrix. I want you to try it out. Yeah. Pause the video and try it out. Then compare your answers with what I will solve in this particular video. Okay, let's continue. So let's transform this part of the matrix into a 0. So now our focus is that part. I'm going to draw an arrow as usual, and I'll come up with a simple operation that will allow me to get a 0 there. So when I multiply a 3 times everything on top, I'm going to get a 3 here. Now for this 3 to work out so well and get a 0 there, we need to say negative 3 times everything on top. So I can say negative 3 times law 1 plus law 2. By the way, there it must be law 3 because we're doing with the third row. This one. This time now it's law 2. Then now we can copy law 1, won't be affected. So copy it as it is. And law 3 won't be affected. It's not involved in our operation. Okay, you can even put the brackets in advance. Get rid of these things. Now, let's work out the operation and see what we're going to get on law 2. So we are saying negative 3 times everything in law 1. So we're going to get negative 3 minus 6 plus 3 minus 9. Then in law 2, we're going to copy everything as they are because we are multiplying them by 1. So we're going to copy them as they are, then we add. This part will give us a 0. This part will give us a negative 5. And this part will give us a 1. Then this part will give us a negative 3. To give us a negative 3. Okay, so we've just transformed that part into a 0. Okay, we need to do this one more time, then we'll be able to arrive at our upper triangular matrix. Okay, let's clear everything on top here. And let's draw an arrow. So we're going to draw an arrow in this direction. And this time, I want us to focus on law 2 and law 3. So we are going to say law 2 plus law 3. Now, in order for this particular operation to successfully work and get a 0 at that position, where there is 1, we need to multiply the bottom row by 2, by 5 by the way. There is a 5 there, so when you multiply this by 5, it will work out. So we multiply everything by a 5 on our bottom row. Okay, let's continue. So our law 1 won't be affected because it's not involved in our operation. Law 2, we have 0, negative 5, 1, negative 3. And there is a bar. So we put a bar there. Have I forgotten anything? How come the numbers have reduced? Let's see. Okay, we have them all. Then at that point, we are going to experience some changes. So law 3, we experience some changes. So law 3, we are going to say, let's clear everything this side so that we see how we are going to work out law 3. So in law 3, we are going to say law 2 is multiplied by 1, so it will appear as it is. But law 3 will be multiplied by 5. So now, when you add this part, you're going to get a 0, there is 0, and here you're going to get a 16. This part will give us a 32. Okay, let's write it down here. 0, 0, 16, 32. And let's ensure the bar reaches at the bottom. And now we can get rid of all these things because we are done. Yeah, we are done. So that's it. All you need now to do is, we know that this particular law is related to y, so we can say 16 y is equals to 32 because this symbol symbolizes equal to. So we can say this one is equals to 32, and y will be equal to 32 divided by 16, which is equal to 2. We jump to the next one. We know that there it's a 5 related to, by the way, this is related to z, not y. It's z, so z is equals to 2. While y there, then here we're going to have plus z is equals to negative 3. When you put your z there, you're going to get a 2. Negative 5y is equals to negative 3. And this one and that will give us a 5, a negative 5. And this is equal to 1. So z is equals to 2, y is equals to 1. To calculate your x, it's very simple. You just need to get the top column, which is x, plus 2y minus z is equals to 3. We know that y it's a 1, and 1 times 2 it's a 2. We know that z is a 2, and x is what we are interested in. This part will give us a 0, so x is equals to 3. So x will be equal to 3. So that's how you handle a question of this kind. You can test this these answers, by the way. You can just replace, where there is x, replace it with 3. Where there is y, replace it with 2 in any of the equations. And where there is z, replace it with 2 in any of the equations. Yeah, and you must get the right response. Okay, let's jump to the next question.